Hey, it's time. We're going to put on some mud flaps today. Stay tuned.
Let's try the kimchi.
Big bottom, talk about mud flaps. My girl's got 'em.
So I watched a lot of videos of installing mud flaps on the EV6 and other eGMP cars on the internet. And I tell you, I haven't seen one video for the EV6 that shows you exactly what you need to do to get the mud flaps onto your car with the hardware installed. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to give you the internet's only EV6 video on how to actually install mud flaps on your car. Now, when you get these mud flaps from AOSK or any of the other companies that sell them, you'll see that there's one problem with them. The exterior trim on the EV6 is generally gloss black, and all of these mud flaps are matte black. So what we're going to do today before we put them on the car is I'm going to use some Plastidip Gloss Black to see if we can get the mud flaps that are matte black to be gloss black. Okay, so when you get this bag from AOSK, this is how it comes, and let's open it up here. So it's a nice little kind of bag that contains everything, and let's dump it all out, see what we got in here. All right, looks like we got two mud flaps. I think these are for the back since they have 3 holes in them. And then you got two, I think are for the front that have, oh actually wait, it comes in a set of 2, one front, one back. So you got 2 sets back here that is just chock full of hardware. There's only 4 of these flaps. So there's a total of 14 holes, and you have, look at how much hardware this thing comes with. I don't know which end is up here. So you get all this, you get some kind of like instruction here, which looks to be pretty rudimentary, where the holes are, I guess. And then you get this one tool here to help you take out the tabs that are in there now. And all right, so we're going to be using this Rust-Oleum peel coat, which is essentially like plastic dip. But this one's cool because it is gloss black on the coating. So I think with plastic dip, you got to get a separate like glossifier coat that will turn it into gloss black. Here, I think this thing alone with one application should turn it gloss black. Now, I think the trick with all of this is generally to put on very light coats and then put on a lot of them. So that's what we're going to try and focus on right now. So I'm going to start with one and do a test coat with one and see what happens before getting the other ones here. Okay, top off and shaking it well. Let's see how this works out. And again, like the big thing with this is you can't go wrong because if you really screw it up, you can just peel it off. It's not permanent. Let's turn this kind of this way a little bit too. So let's do the other ones. Looks like it's pretty easy to do here. Let's try the third one here. All right, so I've just done the first coat of coating this with a gloss black plastic coating. I'm going to do a couple more light coats of it, letting it dry in between each one and letting it sit outside for a while and dry. And then when we're good and ready, we'll see what the results are and then get it on the car and figure out which of all of this hardware will actually work for this application. All right. Hey, you joined me outside next to my car, and it is a little bit rainy the next day, so didn't plan this incredibly well, but we're going to get this done. It's a little bit drizzly, but not that bad. So I let these things dry overnight, these things being the mud flaps, and check these out. I think these look a lot better than they did before I plastic dipped them or plastic coated them with this gloss black. It doesn't completely match the gloss black of the car, but it's pretty close. And from a distance, I think this will look a hell of a lot better than this kind of grayish, plasticky finish that they had before I got to them. Now, what we're going to do is put in one side, and let me show you what I've done so far here. So I have gone in, and this is my front driver's side wheel well. I've chalked the wheel, and I've gone in and gotten out the little fasteners that are in the front. And it turns out there's 4 in the front on each side. So 1, 2, and then 2 on the bottom here, right here, 2 on the bottom right there. And I've gotten both of them out, all 4 of them out, in fact. And let me show you what they look like. Basically, these little fasteners have an outer and inner ring here. So the inner one, when you push it in, I'm pushing it in right now, the inner one, when you push it in, expands this thing here to keep it in and keep the lining of your fender in as well. So what we're going to do is replace these, which seem like a little bit worn out when I pulled them out, with some of them that came in the kit. And it looks like we want to use, I think, these ones, at least for the sides, if not the bottom. And then you put kind of the screw in here. So I think when you screw this in, it's going to expand. And that's what we're going to try and do first. It's perfectly molded to fit directly into the exact spot it needs to be in. So we got 2 here, and then the other 2 fasteners go down below. So I'm going to take one of these here and put this in, and let's see how this works out. So here we go. Here's the second one, and they come in 2 parts. One is like the smaller type of outside one that expands, and then the second one is the screw that goes in there. And I think when you screw it in, it's going to cause these outer things to expand. All right, so now we got that. All right, got a screwdriver, Phillips head screwdriver here, and oh, that went in basically without any pushing or screwing. The first one, the second one, a little bit of, so you got to screw it a little bit, and then it just goes right in, and that's pretty solid. That's on. So that's the first 2. Now the ones on the bottom, I'm not sure if I can use the same one or if I have to use a bigger one. In fact, that works just fine. All right, so all I need to do is get some screws for this, and I think we should be set here. Let's get this one in here. Yep, works just fine. So this is pretty ridiculously easy. I don't know why they give you so many pieces of hardware here. It's kind of confusing. There's screws and all sorts of fasteners. It's like probably 10 times the hardware you need, I think. But let's see. Might have spoken too soon. All right, this is on too. So pretty solid. First one's on. Took less than 5 minutes. Let's go to the back. All right, now the back ones are pretty much the same, but they have 3 holes instead of 4. And obviously you can't chalk the wheel to make it have easier access. But here's how this thing slips on, and it's complete perfect fit as well. So let me get the right hardware for this. Once you get the first one on, it'll kind of stay in by itself. So I'm going to put the first one at the top. You put in the first part, which kind of is the liner that expands, and then you put in this one here. And you can even just push it in. You don't need to use a screwdriver for this, because I think what it does is it just expands the plastic on the outside to stay in the hole. You can't really see it. Now what's interesting about this, let me take this, put this around the other side. This one, unlike the front, is actually accessed from the back here, not from the inside of the fender. Oh yeah, there you go. All right, so here's what I did for the back. Back is a combination of 2 things. One is this longer piece that they give you, and then a screw. So the combination of these 2 worked in the back. All right, now I just got to do the other side. One side is on. All right, now we're on the other side here. Here's the hardware you're going to use. There's 2 sizes of these outer things that you stick in the fender. There's this big fat one, and there's these small ones. You get a lot of the small ones. You get only a few of these. I think only 3 of these big ones. So these go in the back on the outer one in the back that you stick in. So save these. Don't use them everywhere. These are the ones you have more of, and you're going to stick these in the fender to replace the factory ones in those holes, except for the back one. And then what you're going to do is stick in all of them these rubberized kind of plasticky screws, which just stick right in. And when they stick in, there's a lip in them that makes the bottom of this expand and keep the new mudguard in place. All right, let's get the other passenger side front mudguard in. This one again has four holes, 4 fasteners you have to put in, 2 on the side and 2 on the bottom. The bottom ones are a little bit tougher than the sides. What you're going to do is stick this in, and it goes in right away, and it'll keep it secure. Here's the second one, putting in again the larger one of these fasteners into this hole, and then I'm going to put a screw in here. Second one in. Now let's do the 2 on the bottom, which I think you can see here. So one hole here, and then I'm going to put another one of these screws in. And last one here goes here. And I'm going to put one more screw in here. There we go. All right, this is easy. The only one that's a little bit tough is the rear one. Let's go and do the last of the 4 wheel fenders now in the rear. Last one of these, then I'm going to get myself back into my warm house because it is a little bit chilly for California and a little bit drizzly. So again, what you're going to do is take these same smaller, less fat fastener hole things. I don't know what you call these things. That's why I'm not in the auto industry here. All right, I'm going to stick these in here. There we go. And then I'm going to put one of my screws that came in the package in here. And it's a little bit tougher. The back one's a little bit tougher, but there you go. That one goes in. All right, one more of these. Last one of these type. And now we just need the screw to secure it right here. All right, cool. Now we got one more. It's going to be on the back here at the bottom. Let me show you. It's right here, right in here, right up here, right up the thing over here. You got to get this one on too. So let's go and get the fatter one for those. Comes in a separate bag, and it comes with this other weird type of fastener thing you put inside other than the screw. We're not going to use that, and instead we're just going to use the screw part, which seemed to work a lot better and actually go in. The other ones didn't go in. So very confusing amount of hardware that comes with this. You get the feeling that AOSK didn't actually have a car try this, and they kind of made it in their factory without knowing exactly what would work. All right, here we go. So this is all on, and looks like this is all has pretty good fitment here. Really hugs the sides. And let's give you a quick montage of the mud flaps on. All right, well, that about does it. I hope this helps you if you want to choose to decide if you want to get these mud flaps and what hardware you use to get them on your car. I'm going to go inside. It's getting a little bit rainy. I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.